we live? No, we're not. What's going on? Oh no, maybe we are. We are. Well, where's this link? Here it is. 2.6 peeps. Alright, here it is. So spam chat once you get in, just so I know we're all here. Should be good though. Cool, I see people coming in. So cool. Better turn that off. Alright. We're coming in. Great. Sick, 11 people watching of 22. Alright. We're good. So, let's get into this. So, this is what I kind of was messing around with. That original idea, I was trying to do that kind of step down thing. I kind of figured out how I was going to do it. It just took a bit of pissing around. I didn't want to do it on stream. But here we go. So it's just this kind of weird little semitonic kind of step down thing. And then there's a little break. If we have a look at it, there's this little 1 beat break, which I put in a synth, a different sounding synth to kind of fill that space. And it just kind of runs through a chord. Ding, ding, ding. Arpeggiated. Cool. And then downwards. Sweet. You know, and then I sequenced with the operator, I sequenced just some chords. So, you know, just on the beat, except for the last one is just a bit off beat. So great, you know, we progress, we have a groove, it's moving. So now we want to kind of start thinking about processing effects. So obviously we go over here under audio effects, and then we have a massive list of effects. They are all kind of self-explanatory, but maybe some key ones to kind of know about. So the amp is amp simulation, you know, cabinets, all the rest of it. Auto filter is the filter. So if you want to do any, you know, like filter sweeps, if I just solo the chords for a second, I drag that auto filter on the chords. So, you know, if you want to do any sweepy stuff, that is your filter. Auto filter. Obviously the synths, all the synths have filters as well, so you can use the filters internally as well. Beat repeat we will explore in a different class. That is a fun one. Auto pan, that's fairly obvious. Oh, sorry, that's amp sims. This one's cabinets. Channel EQ is a really basic 3-channel EQ, like a DJ EQ. If you want a more sophisticated one, sorry, that's also like a DJ EQ, sorry, that one too. And there's an 8-channel EQ, which is a parametric EQ with a spectrum analyzer behind it. There's 8 bands that you can turn on and off, and it has the, you know, low pass, high pass filter. We can look at that in more depth later on. What else? There's some tube amps, echo, all the kind of normal things. I guess we will explore this as we go on. But just like instruments, when we had the initialized instrument on the outside like this, so just at its default parameters, same with the audio effects. So we can drag on this filter, and it has these those initialized default settings. We can also view some presets with inside of it. So if we drill down into it by clicking the arrow, we now can start to see, okay, there's presets been made for it as well. So if we wanted to check out this top spreader, oh, notice the high frequencies in stereo now. Maybe if I move it down a bit, we can hear it going. So this is where our presets are. It's all inside of, if we drill down into the effects. So let's have a quick, so some key ones to think about. I've got these drums. They added in the drum bus. This was, I think it was on version 10, the beginning of version 10, I think. They added the drum bus, which everyone got extremely happy about. If we drag this on for a second, it's like a compressor. There's some drive to it as well, and there's also sub-frequency. So if we have a listen, we can say, so currently it's going to put out a G, which is that the note I'm in? What am I in right now? I don't even know. Let me just check what key I'm in. C sharp. No, D sharp. So if I was to dial up the frequency up to a D sharp, so somewhere, wait, can I go lower? Yeah, here. If you click the button, it'll just make it a flat D sharp. So there we go. And let's just listen to those drums. As I turn up the boom, you'll hear the high frequencies will trigger up, the low frequencies will trigger off a sub. So, you know, if you're into that, feel free. But there's presets. There is presets as well that you could go through. Boom and A, boom and C, boom and D, blah, blah, blah. But as I've shown you, you can tune that. Well, one I've already utilized on this particular track was this one here. The fat and rough and E. It just adds a bit more grunt to it all. So e.g. to turn that off and on, everything has this little on-off button here. So, you know, it's quite quiet. And then turn it on. Just adds a bit more punch. Now let's have a listen to some of these other instruments. That bass I'm pretty happy to just leave as is. But this, so if we listen to it in context with this here goes bing ding ding. And my natural thought was to have a really big reverb on that sucker. So I'm grabbing the reverb, chuck it on, and let's dial up some of the wet and maybe the decay and the diffusion. That's way too much. That's a bit better. And I'm just going to roll out some of the low frequencies. Maybe not. I do kind of want it to ring on a bit. So we get the idea. And then the chords, I want some chorus. So we get a bit of spread on the chords in stereo. So, let's spend some time kind of doing that as well. I'm getting some effects in. Oh, wrong button. I'm getting some effects in and starting to, you know, create some soundscapes. I'll see you back in class.